Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 2021 ACES Awards, coming at you live from the Anderson Fieldhouse in Bullhead City. We're just getting started. We're showing a slideshow of the athletes throughout the year, and we'll get going with the awards. We want to welcome everybody. Please share the channel and let everybody know that we are live here for the Athletes of the Year Award. Come on and share this, everybody. Thank you.
All right, so that was just some of the highlights that we got from parents and coaches and students this year. Those were some of our just over 30 student athletes that we celebrated this year, and I think 8 student athletes of the month. So it was a great year for our athletes in the community, so congratulations. I'd like to bring up Pastor C.J. Kelly to do our invocation.
Thank you, John, for the opportunity. I appreciate it. As someone I grew up in Bullhead City my entire life, sports was a huge part of my life, and this is something that's incredibly impressive to me, to have the community above and beyond supporting these athletes, recognizing them. It's a huge thing, both for the community, for the athletes themselves, for the parents. So this is really awesome, what you guys are doing. So if you would, please bow your heads with me. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this evening and for those who have organized this, to recognize these athletes in our community and those who support them. We thank you for the gift of sports, for the fun it can bring, all the things that are taught through sports, the joy of victory, the pain of defeat, the successes and the failures, the struggle and the accomplishment, all of the lessons learned from each of these things. We thank you for the coaches, the teachers, who devote so much of their time to help develop and direct these young lives, developing both talent and character. We pray for a blessing upon each athlete, each parent, each coach, each teacher, each organization, every person in our community who supports these athletes. We ask for wisdom for the present and for the future, for each path that will be taken. Guide our steps, Lord, and bless this evening. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
All right, for our Pledge of Allegiance, please welcome our City Manager, Toby Cotter.
Would everybody please rise? And the flag is right over here. Join me in the pledge, please. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toby. And now to say a couple of words is our mayor, Mayor Tom Brady.
I want to be the first to welcome all of you here today, and it's my privilege to do so. But actually, I was not your first choice to be here today. John called the real Tom Brady, and he was supposed to be here. And he didn't show up, so I'm afraid that you got me instead. But it is my honor to be here with such an illustrious group of individuals, and parents, and educators, and journalists, and coaches. I look around the room and I'm just tickled pink to be here talking to you today. You know, Bullhead City is the place I've called home since 1982 when we had one traffic light here. And this town has grown because of the leadership of so many people who have given of themselves willingly to make Bullhead City what it is today. And I'm proud that I'm in the midst of all you future leaders. I look around and I know You athletes, you educators, you coaches, you are the ones who make our community as great as it is today. And I look at somebody like Tom Brady, the other Tom Brady, you know, the other guy, the GOAT, the greatest of all athletes, or the greatest of all time. Here's a guy who graduated from college. He was drafted in the 6th round of the NFL draft in 2000. He was the 199th draft pick. And look at Tom Brady today. There is no doubt in my mind that you young athletes here today, you may never aspire to be someone like Tom Brady, but with the determination that Tom Brady has, the hard work, the intelligence, and all of the attributes that made him what he is, especially his older age wisdom, I believe that every one of you has the ability to excel in your profession as you move forward in your lives. So God bless all of you, and God bless all of the parents who are in this room also. I know how much each and every one of you sacrifice for your children with all of the ball games that you go to and the late night drives to go pick your children up and all of the costs that are associated with it. All of you parents, you are the leaders in our community, and God bless you. If you have more children, please continue to do what you're doing because you're doing a great job. So thank you all very much.
Bring this back down to a reasonable height. We have a few dignitaries here that I'd like to introduce. We already met the mayor and Toby Cotter. We also have Councilwoman Annette Wegman. We have Jeff Tipton, the Human Services Director for the city. We also have our Park and Rec Superintendent, Dave Heath. And I don't do an event if this lady is present without announcing that she is here. This is the Laughlin Chamber CEO, Jackie Mazzeo. The ACES, or Athletics, Community, and Education Stars Awards, is the brainchild of Rob Terry of Findlay and Larry Kendrick of the Mojave Valley Daily News. So the idea behind the ACES is twofold. One, to recognize, thank, and publicize those student athletes, educators, and organizations who work so hard daily to help our students and athletes of the community. And two, to begin to build a fund to help those young people in our community who need help financially to be able to participate in sports. So Larry and Rob will be up here in a second. First, we have a video from our sports editor, Jim Luxick, that I would like to play.
Extraordinary, and I saw up close how the Patriots could instantly demoralize and
Jim, as you can tell, Jim's a little passionate about sports, so he's up there right now. He sent a message that the River Valley game was truly something special to see. So I'd like now to bring up Rob Terry and Larry Kendrick.
I don't know how we have to be the one to follow Tom Brady, but that's on us, I guess. So this came about a couple years ago. Rob and I were talking about doing something special for the youth, having some sort of awards. And of course, everyone knows COVID came on and things kind of got crazy. But in the end, he and I said, you know what, let's just do this. The only way it's going to happen is if we do it. So we put ourselves, his group and my group, into a room and, big visions. And quickly it came about, and we were able to put this on. And I'm amazed at the people we have in here today, the young youth that we got to speak to. It was something special, and you could tell that this is going to be something special for moving in the future. I'd like to thank, as a GM, I have to always thank my sponsors, of course, that helped us with. The city was a big help with us on this. MCC, Southwest Gas, and DOT are all big contributors to make this possible. We could not have done it without them, so thank you. What this means to me, I think, is we talk about recognition and opportunity. And I was fortunate enough as a youth to be able to do what I want to do. I was an only child, so money was not always there, but as an only child, I had the opportunities. Not everyone has that. You talk about families with 4 or 5 kids. I can only imagine what it would take to be able to get those kids to be able what they could do. That is what this is truly about, is an opportunity for us to build a fund that can help other kids, young kids and families that can't afford to do it so that they can. Because it means so much what you can learn in sports with teams. I carry some of that stuff to this day, what I learned on the baseball field or the basketball field, from the coaches, from the teachers. So we wanted to recognize them as well. So I can go on and on about, my accolades, and every time I was in the paper. Did I say the paper? Doesn't everyone like being in the paper? But in the end, it's about the youth. It really is, and giving them the opportunity and the recognition. This tonight is the recognition of what they've accomplished, what the coaches have accomplished, what the teachers have accomplished, and what the kids have accomplished. The opportunity we're going to work on moving forward. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. I'll turn it over to Rob now.
Thank you, Larry. So I think you pretty much covered most of it. So basically what I'll tell you, for me, growing up in this town, this is my town. I played sports with a lot of people in this room. Siege and I played baseball together as kids. I competed against River Valley, Jason, quite a quick runner over there. And but anyways, to me, I wasn't the athlete that you guys are. I mean, I was a decent athlete, but I didn't get, I guess, really the recognition. Some of the things that I was able to get, and I think that if someone was out there to be able to give the recognition to the kids like yourselves that are far better than I ever was at athletics, or the coaches these are the most selfless people you'll ever meet. And no one ever really gives them the recognition they need. And that's really what this started as. This started off as us giving the recognition to the teachers that, they come in on their days off or work the extra hours and do all the things that make an impact. Because really that's what it's about, is making an impact on lives. And I think that if we can do what we can to give some recognition to all of you to make an impact, that's what does it for me. The other thing is it's twofold, not only recognition, but we also want to come up with a charity of sorts to take care of kids that are underprivileged, and we'll get into that a little bit later. We got some pretty good details on something we're doing for that, but it's hard to follow up Brady, man. That was a good speech. You coming out next year? So I don't really have much else. We got some awards to give away. Who wants to get some awards, huh?
All right, yeah, let's get to the fun stuff. All right, first award, the Community Youth Organization of the Year. The Community Youth Organization of the Year is our opportunity to recognize those organizations in the community who help our young people to get started in their athletic careers. We have many, many organizations in the community who do a fantastic job of teaching, coaching, and help our youth develop not only athletically, but showing them the way to being better people through mentorship. So, it was a difficult decision, but the finalists for the Findlay ACES Community Youth Organization of the Year are the Bullhead City Firebirds Football, Colorado River BMX, and Bullhead City AYSO. And the winner of the Community Youth Organization of the Year is Colorado River BMX. Turnell, you want to come on up here? All right, this is Hall of Fame BMX rider Turnell Henry.
Wow. All I can say is I didn't expect this, okay? This is I'm taken back because what I do out there is for the love of the sport and for these kids, okay? We took on this track 2018 with the help of Rob Terry and a couple other people. Matter of fact, Tom Brady here, my favorite quarterback in the world here, of course our mayor, helped connect us with getting our first round of dirt. I don't think you remember that, through S&S Concrete, and it's just been a landslide ever since. I mean, we started out with 20 riders, maybe 15 riders, and now every week we have about 60 riders, and it's still growing. So, but I didn't expect this, and all the efforts I got to give them to these kids and the parents, and of course all the sponsors that helped out. Like Findlay was there with us from day one to make sure that we got what we needed. It came down to Star Nursery, the Taggarts, S&S Concrete, Larry. You've been great. Lance, Scott Miller, all these people, they put in work day in, day out. They put in their time for nothing, okay, or for something, I guess, for these kids. And it turned into something great, and then we're just getting going. So I know I missed a couple of people, but I have Liz and Priscilla there, who was with me from day one. But some of these kids, we started a beginners league where they were just beginner kids. They've never been on the track, and some of these kids now are national caliber riders. And some of them are here. They've never been on a BMX track before, and then they're putting their whole soul into it now. Matter of fact, one of the greatest BMXers of all time, in my opinion, is not here, but here's her parents right here, Joy Miranda. I wish I could see her right now. She's got to be by far one of the best at what she does in this sport. We're talking about a world-class rider, so I can't say enough about this. I'm up against some stiff competition here, and I just surely didn't expect this, but I want to thank everybody. Thank you, guys.
All right, Shane. Where's Shane Pollock? He's hard to miss, for sure. Shane will be up here presenting for the School Student Organization of the Year.
John, I think this is a little low. Student Organization of the Year. We had a great time putting this together and meeting all these groups. One thing I'll tell you is it got heated when we started talking about who were the best organizations for these things. And I'll also tell you that we weren't sure if we'd fill this room up or not when we started this. So I am very happy to see all of you here. We really appreciate it. We put a lot of work into this, and this is our payoff, is coming out here and honoring all you guys. So bear with me as I read through this. Student Organization of the Year, created to recognize those school organizations that do so much to advance the development of our students into good citizens. Many are involved in charitable events, focusing thousands of hours on volunteer work, while others are established to help our students exceed as adults and college students. Colton, don't throw things. Again, we had many, many nominations from the schools and a difficult time narrowing it down to the top 3. Our finalists for the Findlay ACES School Student Organization of the Year are Mount Key Club, trying to throw off the clicker guy. Mojave High School FCCLA, and River Valley High School Skills USA. Okay. And the School Student Organization of the Year is Mauk Key Club. We are going to have Jules Hunter come up and accept. Here you are, young lady. Congratulations. Please say a few words.
Hi, I'm Jules. I'm accepting this on behalf of Miss Sessions, who is sadly not here. Her son is playing in state for baseball right now. But I am the Key Club president. And Key Club, we definitely did not need this, but I would definitely say, as serving as president, the kids who serve as Key Clubbers deserve this. They put in hundreds and hundreds of hours and so much dedication, and they are incredible to serve and see all that they do. And Key Club has been life-changing and incredible to be a part of. I'm so proud and honored to be able to accept this and be able to have Key Club win this award.
All right. I know Mrs. Sessions will see this later, so congratulations, Jessica. You're well-deserved. All right. Larry Kendrick, please come on back up here. Larry will be presenting for the Team of the Year. This is sponsored by Mojave Community College.
Yeah, I got to say something real fast. First of all, I was told that you couldn't hear me. I'm so loud, I thought everybody could hear me. But one of the things that got me when we did these interviews is, you hear everyone say, where have our youth gone? What's going to be of our future? Our future's fine. Let me tell you, the kids we talked to, I was so impressed with that I came away with a whole different mindset of where our youth are headed. I just want to give all of them a praise of what I got out of those interviews. It was something special. So anyway, let's move on. Team of the Year speaks for itself. It's not necessarily the team who had the most wins or the biggest wins, or even the team that went the furthest in the playoff. It's the team that exemplified what it means to be a team. There were so many deserving of this award, and we want to congratulate teams who were nominated but did not make it to the final 3. This was a tough one as well, trust me. The finalists of the Findlay ACES Team of the Year Award are Mount Boys Basketball, River Valley High School Softball, 18-0, is that what we were told? Yeah. And Mojave Girls Soccer. Drum roll, please. And the winner of the Team of the Year is Mount Boys Basketball. Come on. See the whole table get up. Congratulations.
Well, a year ago, I certainly wouldn't have dreamt of being up here. What you see behind me here is a culmination of years of work with these boys. It all started back in Boys and Girls Club when I first moved here. Toby and Dave and their kids, and a lot of these kids were the same age, and they all played with or against each other. And this group migrated to Malk. I'm not sure exactly why they did, but they did, and we're very happy for that. But quite frankly, they are the epitome and the definition of a team. These kids are so close and such good friends with each other. I don't know if they'll ever not be around each other, even when they turn into adults. And that type of chemistry and that type of bond transcends any coaching I could have done. They do things that you can't coach. And our success this year was a direct result of that bond and that friendship and, of course, their talent. Because without the ability to share and want the other person on your team to succeed, you can't be a real team. And so for us, our success is a culmination of a lot of things, but for the most part, it is just the chemistry that these boys have together. And with that, I would like to turn it over to them because this is the team of the year. Say a few words. Let's go. What am I supposed to say? It's about the tournament. Josh is exactly. Josh is go. Talk about the tournament. Just a little couple words. And that's not me. Okay. The speech that Aiden had written for this, it's just a little too long, so we decided he's not going to give it. Thank you.
That is, hey, Shane, where's Shane at? That is exactly the way that the Athlete of the Week presentation with him went, isn't it? So you had a good week, huh? Yeah. Congratulations. All right, Larry, got the Journalism Award. Journalism Award, surprisingly, sponsored by the Mojave Valley Daily News. So, Larry Kendrick.
I wonder why we picked that one, right? So the Journalism Award was created to recognize those students who have shown an aptitude for journalism, whether it be in print, digital, or video. We are looking for those students who bring a passion to journalism and are the bridge to what journalism will look like in the future. Who knows, maybe one of these will be replacing one of our current journalists in the near future. Our finalists for the Mojave Valley Daily News Journalism Award are Maya Radich, Mojave High School. Ethan from River Valley High School. And Freddie Mendez, Mojave High School. I would like to extend an offer to all three of those that in the summer, if they would like to intern at the Mojave Daily News, they are more than welcome to. So. Just saying, John. The winner of the Mojave Valley Daily News Journalism Award is Maya Radich. Congratulations.
All right. I'd like to thank the Academy. No, I'm just kidding. Since I was young, as my friends and family know, I've written everything from stories to, who knows, even fake journal articles. And it's just always been a big part of my life. I absolutely love writing, and I want to thank Our Town Magazine for the opportunities that they've given me. I've done an internship with them all of this year, and it's been amazing. So yeah, thank you.
Apparently, you guys hiring, Rob? You guys hiring? Parts? All right, all right, the Educator of the Year award is next. That's sponsored by Findlay. So, Rob, can you come on up?
This was another one that was, I don't like to say heated, but it was heated. It was heated. There was a couple of them that were really heated. So the Educator of the Year takes on special significance this year with all the special circumstances due to COVID-19 pandemic. These educators had to change their whole way of doing things. During interviews, we heard over and over again about how teachers had to, at times, teach in person, in class, while simultaneously teaching to those logged in remotely. And there was a lot of emotion in these interviews, and I think that a lot of times we don't realize what these teachers are doing for our kids on a day-to-day basis. And I know that it was really rewarding for me to hear what these teachers face, and made me feel good that my kids are being taught by such great leaders. So the finalists for the Findlay ACES Educator of the Year are Stephanie Eastman of Mojave High School, Jessica Sessions of Malk, and Michelle Landecker of Mojave High School. Sorry if I said that wrong. So the Educator of the Year is Jessica Sessions of Malk. Jeremy Klingensmith is here to accept the award on her behalf. Are you going to give a speech? Or?
Real quick, sure. Why not, right? Thank you, sir. All right, real quick, just on behalf of the administrators, the teachers, the staff at Malk, I gladly accept this for Ms. Sessions. I feel it's well-deserved. I want to say congratulations to the other two nominees as well. And thank you to everyone who brought these awards tonight. This is an amazing event, well-needed. These kids that are getting recognized tonight, super well-deserved. So thank you and everybody else involved. Thank you.
All right, next up we have our Coach of the Year. Shane? While Shane's making his way up here, I just want to say we received about 180 ballots, completely filled out. We had well over 300 teachers and organizations and athletes and everything that were nominated. It took a lot to get it down to the final three, and so I just want to throw that in there.
You nailed it, John, for sure. Coach of the Year is pretty self-explanatory. I don't know that anyone in here doesn't know what a coach really does, right? A lot of times our perception of what a coach is a guy who's on the sideline on game day who calls plays, sets lineups, whatever that may be. But we all know that coaches are way more than that. So, and in fact, I see a lot of coaches in here who weren't up for the final three, and I'd just like to give a round of applause to all the coaches out there. I am still going to read this, though, because I don't want to miss anything that John wrote down. So, similar to the Organization of the Year and Educator of the Year, the Coach of the Year is our opportunity to recognize those who have a significant impact on our student-athlete lives. Those of us who have been in athletics could, at the drop of a hat, talk at length about a coach who had a significant impact not only in their athletic career, but also pushed them to be better students, citizens, and people in general. But while we certainly owe a lot to these people, the thing that struck me during these interviews was the passion they bring to coaching all of our students. And as a guy who does a little bit of coaching himself, it was extremely rewarding to hear similar themes in almost every one of these interviews. Not just our final three, but everyone who was interviewed. They care about these kids. They put in tireless hours. Some have had different levels of success here and there, but every single one of them has a purpose, and that is to get these kids ready for life. And it's much appreciated, and it's good to know that there's a lot of people out there working for these kids. So our finalists are Jonathan Clark, River Valley. And if you could, please, Coach, you mind standing up? I'd like to recognize all these guys. So as I call your name, please stand up. I want to hold you stand up a little bit longer, though. Scott Neal, Mount Boys Basketball. And no offense, fellas, but the sweetest one we had nominated was Nina Perez, Mount Cheerleading. And you'll hear this over and over again that these we're not using the term heated, right? We're going with something else. Competitive? They were competitive? All right. And this is one of those where everybody won. Everybody had wins with one of us or another, if not all. But our coach of the year is Jonathan Clark from River Valley Football.
Wow. Okay. So I can talk in front of kids all day long, but you put me in front of adults, it becomes a little bit different. I'm about as nervous as they get right now. You know, I think the overall theme that you're hearing tonight is nobody wins an award without support, and that is me to a key, or to a T, I should say. I would not be up here tonight if it was not first and foremost for my loving wife, who probably needs this award more than me. She is a single mom from starting probably this week, Monday, until probably about December or so. So she is going to run the household. She kind of does it year-round because I coach multiple sports. And she's been doing it for years, and she's my rock. And so couldn't be here without her for sure. You know, the football program, again, it's all about buy-in. And I've got a great group of boys and girls that have bought into me, my assistant coaches, the message that we're trying to deliver. We've got an administration, Mr. Wilcox, that is super supportive of the football program and all sports programs. I mean, you can look down the line. Basketball's winning, softball's destroying everybody, baseball's destroying everybody. Track has got several in state competition next week. And that doesn't happen without the administrative support, without the buy-in from the kids, and without the community and the family, and without you guys. And so I thank you very much for this, and look forward to maybe being back next year, and if not, supporting whoever else is here. Okay? Thank you so much.
Man, I think we made up time. We're ahead of schedule now, Larry. I can slow down. So anyway, all right, we keep talking about how things were heated. This was easily the most heated. There were people that were ready to storm out of the committee meeting. I'm one of them. So the Leadership Award is sponsored by Dot Foods, and somebody that pushed for this award is Rob Terry. So Rob, will you please come up?
Yes, this was heated. We actually had to pull this out and put it all the way aside and come back to it because, I mean, there's so many good candidates in this thing. And I wanted to pick the Leadership Award because it's kind of my thing. You know, I preach all the time to my team. You know, I've got about 110 employees, and these guys all know we preach this story about holding the rope for each other. And paraphrasing, it's basically if you're hanging by a rope, hanging 20,000 feet to your death, who on your team can you count on that's going to let their hands burn and bleed to make sure that you aren't going to fall to your death? And if you can only pick one person or two people, that's not enough. You got to be able to constantly hold the rope for your team. So that is, I mean, this is something for me, this leadership deal, and setting that example to hold the rope for everybody all the time. And that's, so I wanted to take this, or to present this award because the things that you guys do in sports are what grow you into great leaders out in the world. And so it's near and dear to my heart. So I'll go ahead and read what John put here. Leadership can take many forms. We met with leaders of their teams, leaders of their classes, leaders of organizations. We had those who led by example and those who have led by motivating and teaching teammates, and schoolmates. This was easily the most difficult category when it came down to it, not only selecting a winner, but even just narrowing it down to just 3 finalists. If you had given us 6 finalists, it would have been equally as hard. I can tell you that after the interviews were done, several of us were happy to see that our future with these young people is in good hands, and I firmly believe that. So, the finalists for the Findlay ACES Leadership Award are Madeline McDonald, Mojave High School, Jules Hunter from Mount, and Cassie Gill from River Valley High School. Your winner is Madeline McDonald. Should we do like a picture over there? Right there? Oh, okay. Yeah, take it. Take it, it's your award.
Oh, that's true.
Well done.
Okay. First, I would like to thank everyone who put this together. It really means a lot to me. I also like to thank my family, especially my mom, who I have a lot of clubs and a lot of sports I am, and she helps me manage it all. I would also like to thank my coaches and my advisors, especially Miss Eastman, because she deals with me being president of Interact and National Honor Society, and it's sometimes pretty hectic, and she always is my she always makes sure I know everything that's happening, and it honestly means so much to me that she, I'm going to miss her so much when I go to college. But I also like to thank Coach Ed and Coach Hiley for being such great coaches with swim, and you guys have been with me forever, and being captain of the swim team and seeing all my friends, and they just are so amazing, and I couldn't do this without my members, without my teammates. They honestly always lift me up, and so it's an honor to be either a captain or the president for them. So again, thank you everybody. I appreciate it so much.
Can we bring up we make sure that River Valley's still there? Are they still there? All right. Scholar Athlete of the Year. The Scholar Athlete of the Year award is sponsored by Southwest Gas. Please welcome the district manager, I believe. Is that right, Aaron? District manager for Southwest Gas, Aaron Duravage.
Good evening, everybody. Like he said, Aaron Duravage. I'm the district manager of Southwest Gas. I've actually only lived in Bullhead for just over 4 years now, but meeting people like Rob, Chris, Matt, Shane, I actually feel like I'm a part of the family here in Bullhead City. I absolutely love it here, so I just want to let you know who I am. I'm here to present the Scholar Athlete of the Year award. A question John asked me during my live Facebook interview, he asked me why I chose Scholar Athlete. On the spot, I really didn't know, so over the past couple days, I've actually really thought about it. So something about the Scholar Athlete that kind of hits home is to even be considered for this award, you have to be on top of your game, on the field and off the field at all times. Both during sports season and during the off season, right? So which that actually means that there is no off season for these people. So it's pretty awesome. All right. The average lifespan of a professional athlete is 10 years, and when you get into football, it's actually only 3.5 years, unless your name is Tom Brady. Freak of nature, and he is the GOAT, right? So what does that mean? What's after sports? All right. What do you do? It is extremely crucial that you become well-rounded in your lives, explore the unexplored, learn the unlearned, read the unread. Seeking higher learning is very crucial in the rest of your lives. But who says seeking higher learning, you can't have fun while doing it, okay? And with that, I'll read what John wrote. The Scholar Athlete of the Year Award was created to recognize those students who excel in the classroom while balancing their athletics. The Athlete of the Year is to recognize athletic prowess while maintaining good grades. The Scholar Athlete Award focuses more on exceptional grades while also competing in athletics. They may not be the stars of their teams, but they certainly are superstars in academics. The finalists for the Findlay ACES Scholar Athlete of the Year Award are from Mojave Valley High, Mojave High School, Madeline McDonald. From River Valley High School, Rusty Glenn. And also from River Valley High School, Ashley Lively. Ready? And the Scholar Athlete of the Year is Rusty Glenn.
All right, we are going to try to pull her up. Pull her in there, Jansen. There she is. Can you hear us? We can hear you. Tell them we can hear them. They can only see them.
Is that camera on?
Oh wait, are we up there? We are. I don't think we are yet.
It's because it's delayed. It's delayed.
Yeah, we can hear you guys. We can hear you. Okay, good.
Rusty, we can hear you, so go ahead and well, apparently Kathleen Giannamore's network bandwidth is low.
We have a bad connection that's coming in.
Oh my God.
Hey, we tried.
All right. Should we just move on? Congratulations, Rusty. Yes, Dorn is going to be accepting it for her.
I'll accept this on, I'll accept this for, okay, now she's talking. I'll accept this for Rusty. For of you that don't know how virtual learning went on this year, this is it in the classroom every single day for the teachers. So I want to thank you for this, and I'll make sure she gets it. Thank you.
All right, we got 2 awards left. These are the Female Student Athlete of the Year and the Male Student Athlete of the Year. To present them, they are sponsored by Findlay. Please welcome Rob Terry.
Let's get Shane up here. Where's Shane at? Oh, there you are. Yeah, he's Our final 2 awards are the Female Student Athlete of the Year and Male Student Athlete of the Year. As opposed to Scholar Athlete of the Year, these awards are based on athletic achievement while maintaining a high GPA. We had some amazing performances this year, and some of them are still going on, obviously. Congratulations to all those who were nominated. For the Female Athlete of the Year, there were 22 nominees. For the Male Athlete of the Year, there were 25 nominees. Those were pared down to 6, and then interviews down to the final 3. The finalists for the Findlay ACES Female Student Athlete of the Year are Angelina Rediger, Mojave High School, Chloe Spitzer from River Valley High School, and Madeline McDonald from Mojave High School. Female Student of the Year is Chloe Spitzer. there, should I walk this over?
Try bringing them up again. One more time.
It went so well the first time, why not?
She pitched a perfect game today?
She pitched another perfect game.
Another perfect game. It's amazing. She's got talent. Very, very good.
There she is.
Should I take this over there to the camera?
Yeah. All right, Chloe, we can hear you. Go ahead and start.
Thank you to the sponsors, and thank you to all my coaches and teammates and my parents and family.
There's your trophy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So I got to interview Chloe several times, and she's going to be thrilled with what froze on that screen up there. So.
Again, the girls are gone. Chloe had 3 perfect games this year. So thank you.
And the finalists for the Findlay ACES Male Student Athlete of the Year are Josh Neal from Mount, Zach Hammett, River Valley, and Logan Burgess from Mojave High School. Male Student Athlete of the Year is Josh Neal.
We brought the next closest thing because Josh isn't here. Thank you. Zach, you want to say a few words on behalf of your brother?
All right, so obviously you guys can tell I'm not Joshua Neal. My hair is not as cool as his. But one thing I can say about my brother is he truly embodies this award. I mean, obviously I've known him his entire life, but I mean, ever since I can remember, the kid has had, perfect grades. He's been more athletic than me since, a couple years ago. I'll give him that. But I mean, just a testament to Josh. He has maintained a 4.0 GPA his entire life. It's more than a 4.0 now because of dual enrollment classes. As an athlete, he plays 3 sports, and I mean, he's been dunking. 4 sports.
I knew that. Come on, man.
He played golf and football this past year. But I guess one thing I can say about Josh is, like, as an athlete, he's been dunking since he was in 8th grade, which that's pretty impressive. But overall, Josh is truly the kind of kid that embodies this award as an athlete, as a person, and as a scholar. So, thank you.
So, as a dad, I obviously couldn't be more prouder of both my sons. Josh certainly is quite an athlete. He does a lot of things athletically that I certainly couldn't do, and I don't know where he got his athleticism. Everyone says it's from his mother, but I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. But quite frankly, as much as athletic ability as he has, he's just a great person to be around. I think his teammates will attest. He's a type of person that you can just hang out with and be comfortable with, and he believes everyone around him is a friend. And so that is, to me, more important than the athletic ability. It's just a good person that he is and the man that he's becoming. And quite frankly, the community needs a lot of people like that, and we have a lot of them. And Josh is just one of many deserving people of this award, and we're very thankful that he got it. Thank you.
Are they still standing behind me? Doesn't feel like intimidating. All right, we got a couple of things before I turn it over to them that I just want to let everyone know. All of you that won awards, your boxes are up here, so you can come on up and get the little protective box to take it in. Colton, you did a great job of not putting your fingerprints all over them, so thank you. We also are going to be taking photos out at the ACES backdrop out there, right, Rob?
That's right.
And you guys have some special things you want to talk about that?
Sure.
Okay.
Where's Larry at?
Larry, come on up here, please. And also, when you leave, we have a keepsake insert program. Grasping at words here. A program that highlights tonight's events. It has pictures of all of our finalists, a little biography on each of them, and it's something that we believe, the way it came out especially, is something you're going to want to keep for a long, long time. We have 300 copies, Nancy? We have 300 copies, and there's about 240 people here, so if you need a couple extra for grandparents, then we certainly have those for you as well. Yes, it will also be in the paper on Sunday, but it'll probably be rolled up, so I'm just saying. All right.
So as we went through all this process and, again, back to what I said before, this was twofold. Number one, we wanted to give the recognition to everybody involved, teachers, coaches, athletes, and so on. We also found out that, there's a lot of kids out there that really struggle with being able to afford to do sports. And I know for me personally, and Larry touched on a little bit, when I didn't have to pay for sports when I was in high school. And honestly, being in sports is probably what got me through high school. It was what I held on to that mattered to me. And, now I have kids in high school, and I know how expensive it is to pay for kids to play sports. And then we hear all these stories about these great athletes that didn't turn out for teams because their parents just couldn't afford it. So what we're doing is we're creating a charity. We're gonna call it the ACES charity. We're actually putting on a golf tournament in November, and we're gonna try and raise as much money as we possibly can to build a fund to make things happen for kids that maybe can't afford it, or parents that maybe can't afford to travel with their kids, or whatever the case may be. So this is just the beginning of something that we want to grow into something huge, because I know with the great stuff that our mayor and our city manager do for us and how they're so big in pushing sports in our community. We want to do everything we can as leaders in the community to give back to that as well. We want to create these these accounts for these people that just can't afford it. And so we want the word to get out there. Again, our golf tournament will be in November. I believe it's November 6th. It's in the program. And we'll be advertising more for that, to raise as much money as we can. So am I missing anything?
We have some flyers out. When you go out, grab the flyers as well about the golf tournament so that you can get an idea for that. So, no, I want to thank Findlay for and Rob for his vision. It was his vision that brought this about. I want to thank my team for pulling off visions. That's what they're good at. They took Rob's vision and said, let's do this. And so I'd like to thank John personally, Nancy, Carrie. They were all on the committee, and they turned this into a wonderful event for our kids to enjoy, not just for today, but for years to come. That's our plan. The charity foundation, the foundation we're wanting to build is we're looking to make it a 501 so that any kid that can afford to play can afford to play, and that's our goal. And this is not a 1 year off. This is going to be something that 15 years down the road we can say we built something special that every kid has the opportunity, and that's what we're looking to do. So, and thank you all for coming.
I just from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, everybody. This is such a great turnout. We were already talking about how we're going to do this next year because we want to double the size of this thing. So thank you, everyone, for turning out. My wife, I've spent a lot of time in this. Thank you, Jenna, for supporting everything I had to do away from home to work on this thing. And then, of course, my team. Shane is, he shares the vision. This guy's out there coaching kids and just a very selfless person. And then all my team, holding the rope for me when I was out of the store. So we do have something for the individuals that did win, but we want to do that out here. We'd like to get pictures with everybody, with your awards and stuff like that. We got something a little bit extra we want to do for, the individual awards. So that's really all I got, guys. I'll turn it back over to these guys, but thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it.
Again, winners, do not leave. There is something you really want to take a look at when we get outside. So, thank you.
Real quick, guys, I just want to say thanks to everyone. I was very fortunate that I got to be the guy who got to go out and shake hands and meet people, and we've got a really great community out here, and we want to really encourage people to get involved. We really want to make sure that every kid has a chance. Everyone in here knows sports aren't cheap, right? But the valuable lessons that you learn will pay you. It's like an investment in your future. It'll pay dividends for you down the road in everything you do. You ask anyone on our team, that's what we refer back to when we have hardship at our store, things that come up. That's what we all lean back on, and we want to give everyone that opportunity as best we can. So we appreciate all you guys. You kids are great. You educators are great, and I really appreciate being able to be involved.
Jeff, I didn't forget you. I'm sorry. You're back there hiding in the mic. I want to thank Jeff for all he does for us as well, too. So,
Man, I just can't get away from that guy. Daily dose every day. I'm here at night. There he is. A couple other people we'd like to thank. CJ, thank you, sir. Mayor, Toby, Annette, thank you. Thank you for the city for their title sponsorship. I just found out that there's dessert over there. I saved that for late so you didn't all ambush it at the same time. But don't forget, we got information on the golf, and we have information on the, we have your pamphlet out, your brochure, booklet. What is it? I don't know. We have that thing out there. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Can't bail me out now. It's too late.